Let's see.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
You heard it, and I heard it here as well. These are the Tucker leaks that only make Tucker Carlson look extremely good, guys. They only make him look really, really good. Every single one of them. That's not what I wanted to start with today, and it's not what I'm going to start with today. Okay. I'm going to talk about the lunacy of the U.S. Navy. And, I could tell right away I was going to piss some people off. Oh, this isn't about left or right yet. And you're right, it's not. It's about right and wrong. And I'm sorry, if you don't think that they are trying to destroy the military from within, and I heard people say, the military going woke is a distraction. This has nothing to do with woke, guys. This is the destruction of an institution from within on purpose to get rid of human beings. Let me repeat that. To get rid of they don't want humans anywhere near it, and they certainly don't want aggressive men. That traditionally is exactly what you want in a successful military. Why? Because the robots are coming. The robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, and they want you as malleable as possible. So, when I saw this cartoon level story, I once again had to think to myself, do I want to lead with this? It's probably going to end up going viral, not through my show. Why would anything from my show go viral? But it will go viral in the sense that, how do I put this? It'll go viral in the sense that people will start talking about it and people will get all upset. But if you think that a male drag queen named Harpy Daniels, a.k.a. Joshua Kelly. So this, again, it's a biological man, everybody. Enlisted as a man, it's a man. Like, I had someone say, if you're going to go after the woman in there is no woman in the picture. Okay? There's two pictures of the new Navy digital ambassador as Harpy Daniels and as Joshua Kelly. All right? This person's supposed to recruit people for the military. Do you think that this is going to help recruitments at all? Even a little bit? No, it will hurt it. And they know that. Like, I watched this thing, this Harpy thing, okay? And let's do it. Let's do it live. This is their Instagram. They don't even have a large following. But boy, are they going to have a large following after this is announced everywhere. So the Navy digital ambassador. Let's watch the road to becoming a Navy digital ambassador. Apparently, it's dressing up like female anime characters. You know what? We got to wait on that anyway. Let's play a commercial as we get things moving and grooving here on this morning. And of course, I don't have, man, I'm so irked right now. I hate when things don't go my way. I'm doing my best Alex Jones right now. I can't believe this is happening, folks. All right, first commercial, guys. We'll be back in a moment.
Have you heard of Executive Order 14067? This little-known order implemented the digital dollar, the most sinister plan to control your spending. And it gets worse. In November, the federal government and banks began a test program to roll out the digital dollar. With this, privacy for all Americans will be lost forever. Imagine, the government can now track all of your spending. The government can tell you what you can and can't buy. The government could confiscate your cash. When digital currency was rolled out in China, Bloomberg wrote, quote, "This will lead to control like no other," end quote. The EU has announced that they are next, but it is already happening in America, which makes this wealth protection guide that American Alternative Assets just put out even more urgent. Project Hamilton, as this secret order is being called, might be the scariest order to happen to privacy and freedom in America since its founding, which makes this wealth protection guide so incredibly valuable right now. Move your money out of cash and into something that doesn't infringe on your privacy. You see, there is one legal IRS-proof loophole that could protect your IRA, 401k, and pension savings with gold and silver. And this free guide tells you exactly which steps you need to take right now to move part of your IRA or 401k into precious metals with no tax consequences. As this program rolls out, the sky's the limit for the level of government control that could be enforced on your money. Protect your savings and your privacy. But in the devastation ahead, American Alternative Assets is offering you something rare, a chance to protect your wealth and possibly even grow it.
So there you go. I want to get back to the stories as we're going to be rapid fire today. In fact, the second hour, if you're watching on RVM, if you're on the RVM stream, you're all good. You can just stay there. The second hour will come up. Right now, we're not even streaming the first hour on any of my channels because of the mistake I made, because of this new 24-hour process. And I had no idea this thing was playing in the background on my browser. Couldn't find it. There'll be 2 videos up there on my other pages for the first and second hour, but you can just watch at Red Voice Media. Remember, if you want to support the broadcast, it's redvoicemedia.com/uncensored or redvoicemedia.com/Jason, $10 a month, and it helps support the broadcast. So let's take a look, again, because this is going to recruit people for the military. This guy, the Barbie guy, the Sailor Moon guy, all right? The Navy digital asset, he's going to overtake Dylan Mulvaney as the best known drag queen in America, the digital ambassador. So yeah, here it is. Here's the little bit.
I hear the train a-comin'. It's rollin' around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when.
To a remix of Johnny Cash, by the way. Again, this is going to get people to join the military.
I'm looking for some friends, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a
Since I've grown, not just as a drag queen, but a leader in a sailor outfit and women's makeup and fake breasts.
all down the line I saw. All down
Being the representation of people who were oppressed for years in the service. I don't care what this person does in their personal life. I don't think that they shouldn't be a part of the military. I don't think in any way, shape, or form this behavior exudes the type of thing that actually gets soldiers to want to join the military, however. Because I'm in a place called reality. Now, look, I have big issues with the military. I come from a generation where we didn't go to a movie theater where I had to hear some, half-assed rock and roll song for a minute and a half Marines ad or Army ad. That was all post-War of Terror. And progressively, as I saw that start to happen, I didn't like that. But at least then I knew what we were recruiting. We were recruiting able-bodied men, mostly, and women in the military. That's not what this is. This is, first of all, psychological warfare on the populace. They know this isn't going to bring recruitment up at all. They know it's going to enrage a certain section of the population. And that's my main objective, or objection, okay, is that none of this is to build a stronger military at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. And they know it. And they know it. But again, that's not the goal. Not even close to the goal. The goal is to automate most people out. The goal is to have subservient, bootlicking humans within the military, just like they do their bureaucracies in most cases. That's the goal. That's why you're going to see more. We didn't even finish this. It's over the top. It's a guy in makeup and fake breasts is the digital ambassador for the Navy.
When I was just a baby,
Many have tried bringing
my
him down.
mom told me, son,
Many have tried to silence. Oh, there it is, the Tuckins. The Tuckins. Again, we'll get into the Tuckins. I mean, this is outlandish. in the Navy. I mean, that's always kind of been the joke, that if you were gay and to join the military, the Navy was your best bet. And again, that's not my joke. You know, my joke was clearly the Richard Gere joke here, an officer and a gentleman. It's not just Richard anymore. It's Joshua Kelly. But I'm probably bad for that. I'm probably as bigoted as Tucker Carlson, the Tuckins, for pointing this out.
Always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns.
The first ever Navy digital ambassador. Clearly, this person's the Navy digital ambassador because they are extremely savvy with technology and the internet. Clearly. I mean, is this where Harpy's the biggest over on the TikTok? The TikTok, again, I played it from the Instagram, but the TikTok. And look, they know that this is bad for them. They know, the military knows this is bad for them. Bud Light has dominated the beer scene. And look, usually back in the day, one of the ways they did that was not only the blue collars out there, the veterans, the military, etc. Okay? But college students, mainly men, and some women that drink a little beer. You know, girls drink beer too. That's pretty much over. I'm serious. That's pretty much over. I got out of the bar business just as the White Claws and the Trulies and all these spritzers and seltzers came out. And Bud Light, along with every other brand, was forced to come out with a seltzer. Why? Because most guys now from the younger generation like sugar drinks. They like sugar drinks. They like a spritzer. Bartles and James. Remember that? It was wine coolers back in my day, like when I was a little kid. And then that kind of expanded, just a teeny tiny bit, expanded into, what was it? Zima for a little while. Zima, something different. And that, even then, if you look at those commercials, it was some kind of like soft metrosexual type dude in a hipster hat. We should play a Zima commercial. And they tried to sell that. And guess what? Men weren't that soft then. Still. So it failed, just like everything else. We're soft. We're super soft. We're trained to be soft. And I'm sorry, but that 2017, 18 rush, I saw it. So the military knows that by doing this, it's just a failure. It's not going to bring anybody in, but they do it anyway. Why are they doing it anyway? They want it to purposely fail. Let me bring up some Zimas. Let's do it live, right, Tuck? Let's play that clip right in the background. Why not? What are we going to do, Tuck?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's right. That's right, baby. I'm glad you're tuning in via the RVM stream. And remember, stay here. You get both hours. The second hour is a banger, by the way. I did a pre-record last night because I had a scheduling conflict that I didn't take care of before I went an hour later. I'm going to take care of it for next week, hopefully. But in the second hour, we're going to get into Planet Critical, a promoted podcast, the United Nations, and the population control agenda, the overpopulation problem that's not a problem that they talk about, all right, and then want top-down control for. And it's these two women, and they're having this conversation. They really care about the planet. Yeah, they really care about the planet. It's a blockbuster second hour. You're going to want to stick around for that. Let's find the Zima commercial. Like I said, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. I just want to apologize to the cluster truck, to the audience. Zima, can we not? There it is. Zima. 1994. When Jason Bermas couldn't even drive. Here we go.
Zay, you're out for a beer.
What do you have?
Beer.
What if there wasn't any beer? Sorry, guys. Never heard of it.
Sorry, guys. I've never heard of beer. And by the way, we've got a commercial going on with some guy in a hat with curly hair. What if there wasn't any beer? Maybe we give you a sugary drink.
Oh, Zima.
Zima's good.
Yo, bro, Zima.
No, Zima's a unique alcohol beverage. Kind of like it. Anything else?
You got pretzels? What day is this?
Something different. Let's play another one. I can't help myself. One more, and then we actually have to go to a commercial break. Here we go. Zima.
So, you're all set for a barbecue. Look what my mom got. You gonna eat that thing? That's brain food, Kevin. What's the classic alcohol beverage with burgers and dogs?
I don't eat meat, you guys.
Cheddar, Gruyere. Get away from my burger, man. You guys want whale?
Notice it's 1994, and that's the woman right there. She doesn't eat meat. This is long before the vegan craze, and things get totally and completely out of control, by the way.
Why are you putting that there? Where's the cheese? Look at that. It's burning.
Give me more. Hey, are those free-range burgers?
Who cares? Have a Zima.
Who cares? Are they free range? Who cares? Listen, if you don't see the progression of the soft-ass culture that they've been trying to impose on us for a while and what people will accept from something like that, that's just a microcosm. That's a microcosm of everything. Everything. All right, we're going to hit another quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to play and go over the leaked Tuckins video. But first, a word from our sponsor.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets, sleepwear, dog
Whoa,
beds.
whoa, Charles. Everyone now can get MyPillow products at huge discounts at MyPillow.com. That's right. Now's the time to go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our 3-in-1 sale. We're bringing you exciting new products, overstock specials, and closeout deals you won't find anywhere else. For example, when you buy one of our brand new MyPillow 2.0s, you get another one absolutely free. And with our overstock sale, you save 50% on our luxurious Giza Dream bed sheets. That's as low as $29.99 for the best sheets ever. And with our biggest closeout special, you get our all-season slippers for only $35. Or our sandals and slides for just $25. Quantities are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
He's interrupting this commercial. Oh, good old Mike Lindell. Get a pillow. Use the promo code RVM. Get a discount. Support free speech and independent media. Okay. I want to move on to the Tuckins. Because it appears right now that Media Matters is getting these clips leaked to them by people within Fox that are supposed to show Tucker Carlson in a bad light. Every video I've seen so far, and so far I've seen 3. Maybe there's more. Send them to me, Bermas Brigade, please. I want to check them out. Every single one I've seen so far, every one makes him look good. Makes him look like the first one we're going to play the first one last. But basically he's complaining that Fox Nation sucks, and it did. And the only reason people subscribed to Fox Nation was because of Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson wanted the work he was doing at Fox Nation to be seen like his long-form interviews and his mini documentaries. And instead, he calls them out for making Lifetime-style movies nobody's watching, right? The only sell of that whole thing was the Tuckins. No one gave a rat's ass about Kevin Costner. No offense to Roseanne, but her comedy special didn't move numbers. And certainly not picking on the big guy, Jesus Cristo up there, right? But the Jesus story is only going to bring so many people in. You know who's going to bring people in? The number one guy in news, okay? Now, I've seen this headlines. It's not how white men fight. The text from Tucker that said he wanted a white mob to kill an Antifa kid, but then realized that he was wrong, set off a chain of events that led to his dismissal. Now, I read this, and again, I'm going to read it verbatim. These are the leaked texts that are supposed to bring him down. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching a video of people fighting on the street in Washington. A group of Trump guys surrounded an Antifa kid and started pounding the living shit out of him. It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight. I don't love that I put white in there. Okay, period. I don't love the fact that 3 people attack somebody, by the way. But here I totally agree with him. Yet suddenly I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they'd hit him hard or kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. Then somewhere deep in my brain, an alarm went off. This isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. Good. I'm glad he had that realization. That's a good realization. I often talk about the fact that we don't want to call Antifa terrorists or domestic terrorists if they do what? If they take down a statue or even burn a building. If you burn a building, you should be charged with arson. Let's not call American citizens domestic terrorists. Let's not throw that around. And certainly, let's not root for a mob to hurt people. These personal texts, though, I mean, are these coming from the Dominion suit? And I want people to understand, whatever you do on this device is recorded every single time. Anything you do here, anything you do on the magical internet, think about it. Doesn't matter if it was yesterday, a week ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. With the inception of the web, it's there forever. It's somewhere databased forever, and they can find it. The Antifa creep is a human being. Much as I despise what he says and does, much as I'm sure I'd hate him personally if I knew him, I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. Correct, Tuck. I should be bothered by it. Correct, Tuck. I should remember that somewhere, somebody probably loves this kid and would be crushed if he was killed. If I don't care about those things, if I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is? And he's not. So again, this leak, when taken in total context and not a headline, makes me like Tucker more. The whole, this isn't how white men fight. I don't like that either. That's actually not true, Tucker, by the way. That's really is not true. And I can just tell you right now, growing up in a college town, I went to college, I think I went to my orientation at 17. And when I say growing up, I mean literally that transition from a teenage kid into a man. I watched more gangs of white men, the mass majority of them, white men in fraternities, get into either group fights or jump people. Happened all the time. In fact, I used to, and I'm not proud of this, I was young, I was probably 19 at the time. I got my first DV camera, and mini DV, not HD. I couldn't believe it had a zoom, and it was handheld, and I could even put something to tape. Amazing! I don't have a lot of those tapes anymore. Oh, and it was hard to capture stuff. You were capturing stuff through FireWire. I digress. I would go out to the bars right around close, 15 to 20 minutes before close, when people started to congregate outside of the bars, and as they started to get kicked out. And I would just wait. 9 times out of 10, man, 9 times out of 10, group fight. Group fight, or somebody got jumped, and it was multiple people. So this idea that that's not how white men fight, I think that's kind of ludicrous. But when I read the whole thing, it's more along the lines of somebody having the revelation, hey, that's a bad thought process. That's a bad thing. I need to do better. I need to do better. Good. That's awesome. I'm glad you made that acknowledgement. That's a good thing that you acknowledged you need to do better. Awesome, Tuck. So, down the line, we're going to play these Tuckins videos. Well, let's do it. Let's do the first one. Why not?
Fuck it, we'll do it live. You wouldn't? Okay. I'm not, you know what? I'm not qualified on that score, I will say.
Now, this one here, I have no idea who Tucker is referring to. I don't know the situation. There's not any context here. Again, these are the things being leaked to Media Matters. But with this one in particular, he's talking about somebody and their girlfriend. I don't know who the girlfriend is. I don't know what she looks like. But when he references the bird, I would assume that he's talking about NBC and Peacock or maybe MSNBC, that, he's acknowledging that if they got a hold of this footage, that they would try to destroy him for daring to say that a woman is quote unquote yummy. In other words, he's not allowed to feel attracted to women and then verbalize that. That's bad. That's a no-no. And I know that Tuck's a happily married man. But God forbid he should say somebody else's girlfriend or lady, okay, is yummy.
I thought his girlfriend was kind of yummy. Just kidding, in case this is being pulled off the bird. Yeah, the bird. Hey, media matters for America. Go fuck yourself. That's the first thing I want to say tonight. Second thing is, totally kidding, I don't even know what his girlfriend looks like. And if I did, I would not find her yummy.
I like the F-bombs. This is how I talk. I get there's a time and a place for it, okay? It's everything. I love everything about that. Sorry, David Brock and Media Matters. I love everything about it. I love it so much, we're going to play it again.
You wouldn't? Okay. I'm not, you know what? I'm not qualified on that score, I will say. I thought his girlfriend was kind of yummy. Just kidding, in case this is being pulled off the bird. Yeah, the bird. Hey, media matters for America. Go fuck yourself. That's the first thing I want to say tonight. Second thing is, totally kidding, I don't even know what his girlfriend looks like. And if I did, I would not find her yummy.
And again, I've had my issues with Tuck, but I also remember when Tucker used to go on the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and some of the things he said on there, they've tried to use against him, even though he was on a comedy show, the likes of which was on the Howard Stern network of all places. It was syndicated in Florida. It was big there. And, inadvertently, that show would end up taking down Gawker, believe it or not. Because Bubba the Love Sponge let Hogan have sex with his then wife and taped it on purpose to use it as a blackmail tool or to sell it later on as a sex tape and make mucho dinero off it. That just shows you, man, people are terrible. That was supposed to be his buddy. That was supposed to be his friend. And look, I don't know what their relationship was behind the scenes, but yuck. All right. Here's maybe my favorite clip of Tuckins, because it shows that he cares and he wants to get the information out. He wants people to see the work, not how many subscribers can we get. And look, with media organizations, obviously, you need subscribers. You need people that are going to support the outlet. The most important thing to me is not making money or becoming rich. I'm sorry. It's getting the message out no matter what, in as many ways as possible, and having as many people as possible watch my work. That's why the documentary films are free. So listen to what Tuckins has to say about Fox Nation.
Have people watch anyway? We're gonna because I'm like, I don't want to be I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. We're gonna because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like, he was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's gonna be looking casual. That's just how our show looks.
And Tucker's like, I'm not trying to make this casual. I'm trying to make this as professional as possible because it's important.
Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk. And I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the majority of it, like if we go like 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But
see, I'd like to put the whole thing on YouTube. He's smart. He's just like, look, I want to use the tools we have, and I want to reach a large audience. And guess what? That's why we still stream to YouTube. So many people come down on me for that. Oh, Jason, why do you even use YouTube? I'm going to use whatever I can to reach as many people as possible, and YouTube is where it's at. That's where the audience is.
Anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane.
And that should drive them insane. It's not a startup. Everything this guy's saying is dead on. Hey, you're a multi-billion-dollar media conglomerate. You're one of the biggest things out there, if not the biggest thing in cable news, possibly globally. Now, CNN has international, blah, blah, blah. Fox News is a juggernaut. For them to have a subpar website that, again, has exclusive content from the number one guy, that is frustrating. That's something that should have been fixed in a week's time. Plunk down $1, $5, $10 million to get it going. It's a no-brainer, especially if you're trying to build your online presence. And I remember like a year and a half, 2 years ago, they were talking about it was time for the Tuck to go. The Tuck's on his way out. And then Tucker went on television and said, actually, quite the opposite. We're going to be giving him more. We're going to have Tucker Carlson today. And we're going to do mini documentary films. And then as soon as the first mini documentary film is released, I think like the first week, Let Them Eat Bugs with my buddy Jay Dyer in it, all of a sudden he's fired.
And they're like making like Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. Like what? It's crazy, and it drives me crazy because it's like we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it. It's unbelievable, actually. I don't know who runs that site.
We're going to play a sizable chunk on the show tomorrow night. That's the plan. And then what it's going to do is drive a lot of people to watch this on Fox Nation. It's going to be a great help to what we're doing over there on TV today.
So again, like they're talking to him like he's a child. Like, we don't understand what happens when you're trying to drive an audience over. I get that's what you want to do, but the site sucks. And I want the information out. And I feel for the Tuckins.
I know, but we're doing our part. We're like working like animals to produce all this content. And the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, like they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course, I resent it.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Folks, we have a huge problem on our hands. A banking crisis is spiraling, and it's all thanks to the current administration's reckless spending, sky-high inflation, and massive interest rate hikes. Now, these banks are suffering, and guess what? They can legally seize your savings without notice to bail themselves out. That's right. Thanks to a sneaky law passed back in 2008, it's now legal for banks to take your hard-earned money, including your retirement savings, to save themselves. Now, this could leave your retirement accounts decimated, and you paying the price for their disastrous policies. Take action now before it's too late. Now, this guide will show you how to defend your money and keep your retirement savings safe from the banking crisis and the current administration's financial fiasco. This simple and 100% legal strategy may help you protect your retirement against higher taxes, soaring inflation, and a volatile economy. So don't let your golden years be ruined by someone else's mistakes. To secure your free wealth protection guide and safeguard what's rightfully yours, don't wait. The time to act is now.
All right, we got a little less than 15 minutes in the first hour of the broadcast. If you're watching this live right now, streaming on RVM, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry. The second hour is just going to come up. We're going to be talking about Planet Critical. Really important hour on where the predator class would love to take society and how they're doing it step by step and walking us in to this futuristic, neo-feudalistic nightmare, okay? That's a big story. We're going to get to it. It's going to be on the other side. I want to encourage people, if they are on just redvoicemedia.com watching the stream, to make sure you also go to Rumble and subscribe to Red Voice Media, because aside from the stream, they also post the show later on. They also post clips, and then you get everybody else's shows too. Everybody else is out there. Subscribe to me on Rumble. There's a lot of stuff that we're not putting on YouTube because we can't. In fact, they're starting to scrub more and more of RFK Jr. stuff. I just saw Kim Iverson got a strike for medical misinformation for having Kennedy on the program. I think we're going to see more and more of that. And she did that interview, I think, maybe even more than 6 months ago. Quite some time ago. They don't like that he's polling well. Okay, 19%, with most people not even being aware that he's running at this point. It's a big deal. And he's going to take people in from both sides, especially with comments like this. Instead of championing free speech, the U.S. actively persecutes journalists and whistleblowers. I'll pardon brave truth tellers like Julian Assange. Can't really be pardoned at this point because he's never been convicted of a crime by the way, everybody. Drop the charges and ensure that we don't go after him with our Department of Injustice or Department of Defense ever again. Yeah, we should do that. And investigate the corruption and crimes they exposed. That's big. This isn't the Soviet Union. The America I love doesn't imprison dissidents. Hashtag free Assange. Hashtag Kennedy 24. So they're going to be coming after him. 2 bombshell Epstein stories that we're going to cover in the final 10 minutes of this first hour. Okay. And now I have not even been able to read this because it's hot off the presses. If you have a Wall Street Journal subscription, then you're going to be able to get behind the paywall. And I'm sure that what we're going to see is other media outlets reporting on this. Now, we had the bombshell story earlier. Oh, he was meeting with Burns, the ex-chief of the CIA. Oh, how about that? Oh, Chomsky was in there. And this is all 2015, 2017. When everybody knew, when he already had his sweetheart deal and the Palm Beach incident already went down. Okay? This new one is naming names that we've named before, like what? Ehud Barak, dinners with Woody Allen, shocker. Guys like Larry Summers, Mr. Harvard. There's pictures of them all over, by the way. And there's Billy Gates, among many, many others. Dinners with Lawrence Summers and movie screenings with Woody Allen. And look, again, we don't love to pick on physical appearances, but Larry Summers looks like something out of a Central Casting villain. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, if, like Larry Summers, if you wanted to not have Christian Bale play the Penguin with a bunch of prosthetics, and in fact, I was completely impressed with that. I had no idea that Christian Bale was playing the Penguin. Obviously, unrecognizable. They do a great job. You could just hire Larry Summers. Larry Summers could be the Penguin. In fact, doesn't HBO have that series coming out, The Penguin? Isn't that next? Isn't that coming up? Pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it is. Okay. That's one huge Epstein story. This is another. Maria Farmer is asking FBI to probe why it failed to investigate Jeffrey Epstein in the decades before his arrest, despite being contacted by his victims. And we interviewed Maria all the way back in what feels like either 2000. Immediately after she did the interview with me, she no longer gave out interviews for months and months and months. I think within 48 hours of that interview, we kept in touch behind the scenes. And the real takeaway from Maria Farmer's story is that in 1996, over a decade before the Palm Beach incident, she went to what? The FBI and the NYPD and filed reports with them, which both ultimately shrugged off her warnings about Epstein and Maxwell. Now, nearly 27 years later, Farmer is demanding that the FBI examine why it failed to investigate her complaints about Epstein, similar to how the agency probed its errors in other crimes, including the Parkland, Florida school shooting and Larry Nassar sex abuse. We did a whole documentary called Code Red, which actually is now available free in the second hour, probably from about a month ago. I haven't posted it individually. I got to get on that. I've got to do that. It's 5+ years ago. Plenty of questions surrounding Parkland in Florida. Again, not saying Nicholas Cruz wasn't 100% involved, because he was. All the evidence shows that. And there's a lot of other questions involving that. So those kind of things are whitewashes, in my opinion. Larry Nassar was doing this to how many young girls, and how many of them knew it? And this is somebody that was involved with Olympic athletes. On Tuesday, a lawyer for Farmer sent a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and Justice Department Inspector General Michael E. Horowitz, demanding an inquiry into the FBI's failure to seriously investigate Epstein and Maxwell. I want to show everybody something. We're going to do it live. How about Robert Mueller Epstein? We'll just type those words in. Okay? AP News claim. Ready? Claim. Mueller didn't strike a plea deal with Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know what the deal was. Okay? We don't know what the deal was. But we do know there's documentation. I mean, look at this. Look at what they say. False. Former Miami U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, not the FBI or Mueller, signed a 2008 non-prosecution deal with Epstein while he was under investigation for sexually abusing at least 40 girls in Florida and New York. Remember, Acosta had to resign. Acosta resigns. All right, there he is. Oh, yeah, that's right. Over the furor over the plea deal. Okay, this is on July 12th. Acosta asked about intelligence connections to Epstein. Okay? Look at that. July 9th. Jeffrey, look at it. I mean, take a look. He defends it. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein belonged to intelligence. Oh, that was on July 9th. Okay? That was on July 9th he got asked. 3 days later, he's out. He's out. There it is right here. This is right here. He speaks about it on the 10th. The 9th or the 10th. And he's out 48 hours later with Trump by his side. Now, I typed in Robert Mueller and Epstein. Let's go to images. Oh, look at that. No images of the signed document from Google? How much you want to bet we do Robert Mueller Epstein? We do a little copy sauce. We go to DuckDuckGo.com. Okay? We do the same thing. We go to images. Let's see if we can't get an image of that deal. Oh, we know there it is. Uh-oh. But again, they frame it in a manner that it's going to be a lot harder to even find this image and to understand what it means. You see it? Right there. This is the FBI deal. The Federal Bureau of Investigation with Big Dog Mueller. Big Doggy Dog. Okay? So lots of blackouts. So the FBI absolutely was involved with Epstein, although they're not the ones that made the agreement. Okay? They just say he has to uphold his agreement with the state of Florida. The case agent also advised that no further forfeiture assistance will be required for this case. In other words, we're not taking anything. We've cut a deal with Epstein. It's right there. There's another document with Mueller's actual name on it. Okay? Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's see. Is this one any different from that one? That looks like it's the same one. Boy, they make these things hard to find. Let's see. Let's type in FBI Epstein document. That's what we want to do. FBI Epstein doc. There's just that one right there. Is this another one? This one's on Reddit. That could be it right there. That looks not like the Mueller one. Let's see. That doesn't look like the Mueller one. That's the Palm Beach Police Department one. Maybe we'll bring it back with everything. We have it here. Oh, look at this. There's another part of that document right here. Let's open that image in a new tab. We do it live. So there's the first one. Here it is. Child prostitution. Nothing. There's no such thing as child prostitution. It's child rape. You know, that's the real thing. The request the opening of the sub-files in caption case. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. So the FBI totally involved. This is 2006. Totally involved. They know they're part of the problem. They're part of the apparatus. Don't kid yourself. This is an extensive article, a lot of which was already known regarding the incident. You can get the 15-page document reviewed by the Daily Beast right here. All right, asking why in the world in the 90s did the FBI not do their job? And they damn well knew. 1996, before I graduated high school. All right, we got one more ad for IPVanish, which I use. We're going to come back on the other side for a couple minutes and discuss the second hour. And if you're watching on the RVM stream, nothing to worry about. It's going to transition right into that second hour on Critical Planet. Let's have a word from our sponsor.
We love the internet, but the internet is tracking everything you do. Take control of your online privacy with IPVanish. People with malicious intent are everywhere, watching you. Criminals can hack your Wi-Fi, while broadband providers and advertisers monitor your data. With IPVanish on your device, your internet activity is encrypted. No one can see what you're doing. Your location, your connection, completely hidden. Protect your internet privacy today with IPVanish.
RVMVPN.com. Go check out IPVanish over there. Okay. I want people to really understand that in order to pull off this very real globalist, transhumanist agenda, you have to subvert the population mentally on many levels. And in order to do so, you have to get your propaganda out there again and again and again and have it be as non-threatening as possible, all right, in order to get others to parrot it as if it is fact. And that's exactly what this critical planet or planet critical thing is, 100%. It's to women. They're unassuming but fierce. They believe in the science, and they've got a solution. And it's, it's top-down rules, but it's not really authoritarianism. I'll let you know that. No. We're going to try to get people to do this out of the goodness of their hearts willfully. Oh, are you? That's how you're going to do it. So really, this conversation even points out in the very beginning the aspects of eugenics. And hey, maybe people don't want to hear that we have to go from 8 billion to 3 billion. And when you really dig deeper, it isn't 3 billion. It's as low as 500 million, $500 million. And during this conversation, which is actually over an hour, it's like an hour and 10 minutes long, they invoke the Georgia Guidestones. They talk about the Georgia Guidestones in this thing. So please check out the second hour. It's about to come up. I absolutely love you guys. And after the broadcast, remember, we got an all-star lineup on RVM. You're watching on the stream. You're loving the stream. 2 hours of Bermas. I'm fired up with Chad Canton, Matt Couch, Wayne Dupree, Drew Berquist, Ray Dietrich, and so much more. I'm going to kick it over to my producer, Krista, now so you guys can enjoy this next hour. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.